Oh, right. Hey, it's great to be back for another lesson with you. And this is a black belt class today, working on some details on different striking moves and combinations and things like that. We'll also touch base on some of the katas too. So I want you to start off. Let's give a bow in together. Give an attention position and a bow as a respect. Good, thank you very much. All right, and I want you to do a little warm up right now today to get your body loosened up and ready for the activity. So start off with 20 jumping jacks. Ready? On your own, go. 20 jumping jacks. Get moving there. Good. Come on. Keep it going. Good. Good. And break. All right, good. All right, let's get some arm circles happening now. Loosen up that upper body. Circle those arms. And go back the other way. Loosen up. Good. Good. All right, hands out in front and make a fist and pull them back. Close and pull back, stretching the chest, working the back muscles, warming up that area of your body. Good. Pulling and stretching. Good. All right. Now, body twist, side to side. Twist, twist. Loosen up the waist, the back, the hip area. Twist, twist. Good. Good. All right. All right. Good. Now, take one wrist and push it in this way. Bend it down. Just push it in lightly. It's just loosening up and stretching the wrist area. Now, extend it out and pull it back. Stretch that wrist back. Good. Stretch it out that way. Good. One more time down. That's it. And one more time back. Good. All right. Other hand. Wrist down. This gives you a little more flexibility in the wrist joint. And pull it back. Good. And down. And back. Good. All right. And shake it out. All right. In the previous lesson, we were working a lot on our blocking techniques. So I wanted to do a little focus on our punching techniques. Now, in Ishinryu Karate, we work with our vertical punch, the uppercut. We use the shuto, or edge of the hand strike, for some of our moves, and knuckle strike. So let's take a look at some of our basic striking techniques. And you can do these with me. Put your hands on your side, feet shoulders width apart, and give me a straight punch in the center of your body. Good. So if you're looking at yourself on a video, you can see if that punch is aimed right in the center. If you're watching on a video watching me, aim your punch right in the middle. Now, pull that one back, punch with the other hand. And when I say right in the middle, I mean those top two knuckles should be directly in the center of the body. Not the side of the hand or the flat of the hand, but those knuckles only. Ready? Punch, 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 and punch. Good. Now, what seems like a very basic motion of extending the arm, there's a few details that can be helpful to you to get more power behind the punch. First of all, I mentioned the knuckles, so that the target is being hit by those top two big knuckles on the hand, and that your wrist is straight. It's in a straight line right here. There's no bend in it in, there's no bend out. It's directly in a straight line. So any contact on those knuckles goes right back into the forearm. At that point, the elbow is down. Pay attention on your punches that you don't wing your elbow out. If you're flipping your arm out, you're losing power and you don't have as much impact when the punch hits the opponent. Now, shoulder down, that's your next point of contact. So bring that shoulder down by tightening the muscles and bringing it down so it connects to the back muscles more. So your shoulder connects down to your trunk and the center of your body. And then the hips, of course, and the knees and the feet. And we'll work with those more in future classes, but let's just work on this upper level right now. So when you do that straight punch, is your elbow down? Ready? Do a punch again. Punch. Check it out. Is your elbow down? Your elbow should be pointed down, not out to the side. All right, ready? Punch. punch. Good. Pay attention to your wrist. Is your wrist straight? Ready? Punch, punch, punch. Good. And are you keeping your shoulders down and even tensing them down a bit so that you're not raising up? You don't want to punch this way where your shoulders come up every time you punch. You lose a lot of power that way too. So shoulders down, punch, punch, punch. Good. Now, one other part of the mechanics is the retraction of the punch. The one that's coming back is as important as the one going out. It could be pulling your opponent in so that you're pulling them in and striking, so you're adding more force to the punch, but also that it shifts the body, it twists the body slightly so that you're getting some hip action behind your strike. When your hand comes back to your side, check that your wrist is straight here as well. Don't flex it or bend it this way. It's a little hard for me to show it on the camera, but if your wrist is bent and your elbow is out, that's not a good position to start your punch from. Turn it straight, and this part of the hand, the part on the inside or lower part of the knuckles here, that should be the part that's touching your belt. It should be touching there, not your wrist. Don't make your wrist touch your belt, because then you'll have a bent wrist. But if those knuckles, the inside part of them, there, touch your belt, now it's pointing in a straight line. Now it's ready to go right out. Don't point it down. Don't point it sideways. Point it straight in the direction you want it to go. So you're aiming the punches from the moment you're in the chambered position. That punch is aimed. This one is aimed, ready to go straight in. So let's do a few more punches straight ahead with those ideas in mind. Ready? Punch, 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 and punch. Good. Now, besides the mechanics of the punch, the way it should look, there's a certain way it should feel. And you need to get some speed behind the punch. So we get speed by relaxing. Relax the muscles of your body so you're not fighting it or tensed up as you're doing it. Relax, and then start quickly. So try to get instant acceleration on your punch, not gradual, but from the moment you start, it's going 100% of speed right away. Relax, punch. Try it with me. Relax, punch. Instantly out there. Relax, punch. Right, so that there's no time or as little time as possible between the start of the punch and the finish of the punch. Relax, punch. Relax, punch. Relax, punch. Good, just like that. So when you're doing your combinations, when you're doing your basics, when you're doing your kata, work on getting the punch to move that way. So even though it might have been one of the first things you learned in your first karate class as a brand new white belt, it's one of the most important things. It has a lot of the principles of what makes karate techniques sharp and strong and effective. Now the next move is the uppercut. That's where the strike goes up to the chin. So the first punch, of course, is hitting in the center of the solar plexus, but you know the uppercut aims up to the chin. So the hands start chambered the same way, but now the hand twists on the way up. So halfway through the motion, it's turning and it's on a horizontal line now instead of a vertical line. And again, those top two knuckles are the ones that extend up and hit up to the opponent's chin. Typically the chin is the target, although the nose could be the target, hitting up under the nose, or the cheek, or even into the orbital socket, into the eye area. All those would be areas that uppercut could hit. So when you uppercut, the strike goes out directly in front of you. Again, the elbow is down, but what makes this one unique is that the elbow follows back down after the strike is extended. Let's do a few slow ones. Ready? Out and back. Out and back. Out and back. And back. Good. Out and back. Good. Now, when you put your speed behind it, you want to extend it quickly, but then bring it back fast as well. And part of the reason for bringing it back is so that your opponent can't grab it, for one thing, but also that you're bringing it back and the arm is more in front of your body. If you leave your punch extended out, your uppercut punch, your body is all completely wide open for your opponent to hit. But by bringing the arm in front, you have an opportunity to block. It has more of a protective feel to it, and the other hand is still ready to do another strike. So when you strike out, have a quick action to come right back in front of your body. Think about protecting yourself and don't let your opponent grab your wrist. Ready? Uppercut and pull it back quickly. Ready? Go. 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 Good. And I didn't mention about breathing. Remember to exhale on all your moves, whether you're doing it as a ki, with a shout, us, or if you're doing it just as an exhale without any noise with it. But either way, make sure you're breathing out on the strike. Ready? Go. 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 Good. And of course, the other hand retracts back underneath as well. All right. So those are a couple of your basic strikes. Now you might be saying to yourself, boy, this is like a beginner class, a white belt class. Well, we can always cycle back to the first things that we learned in order to improve our skill. If you only think about your techniques that you did as a white belt and you don't change them, you don't make them better, then a black belt will always punch like a white belt. But if you are improving the technique, if you're adding these fine details to it, now what looks like the same basic punch really is different when a black belt does it as compared to when a beginner does it. So these details might be subtle, but they're very important. All right, so we did a punch, we did the uppercut. Let's look into the chopping strike. We'll do the outside chop where it comes across this way. In one of our upper body basics, number 13, we have the low block and the strike, or this could be a low chop and a strike across to the neck. So from here, that arm is chambered in the back, thumbs tucked in, fingers are slightly bent so that you can tense up and make the edge of your hand your target area, and the arm will circle around to hit that way. Do it with me. Put your hand up, put the other hand in front, and twist your body and extend the strike in. Ready? Go. And go. The target that you're aiming to could be the opponent's neck, the jaw, slightly above that, or the temple, again, slightly above that. So this takes a circular path to get to the target. It circles out and makes the strike. Out and makes the strike. The other hand starts in front, but then pulls in while the strike goes out. Ready? 1, and 2, and 3. Good. So this can be done if you hold one hand out, chamber the other hand in back, and now alternate and strike here. And then put this one out, bring up the other hand, and strike. Up, and strike, up, and strike. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. All right, using your body, getting your force of your arm, your rotation of your hip, a bit of shoulder, all into that strike. So those are a few of your basic strikes that are good to practice by themselves, and then when you're putting them into your kata, into your basics, into your self-defense, then they're stronger and more effective moves. Now there's another basic move that's done with the push block and a swinging or hooking type of punch. This is number 14 of the upper body basics, and it starts with a pushing block as you sidestep, and then a hook and a hook, and it's a swinging motion where those knuckles are coming around, but you see the fist is inverted, it's pointed down with the thumb, so it's in an opposite position of a punch. It's turned over all the way, and the contact point now is the back of the knuckles, almost like a back fist strike, the same area that would be hitting now. So with one arm in front, the other arm swings and hits to the front. So it's a big hooking style punch that comes in. It's not a karate, it's not a boxing type of hook that comes the other way, or comes with the hand, with the palm towards you. In this case, the hand is turned so that the palm is facing away from you. Now the other hand can swing, and you bring this one up. So the arm that's in back is going to swing forward to do the strike, and then the other one swings forward to do the strike. Use your hips and turn your body, turn your hips and your body. So the hip action helps start the strike, turning and punching. If you have a punching bag at home, or if you're at the dojo sometime, try that twisting punch, that swinging punch, and see if you can hit the bag with those top two knuckles. This is an effective move if somebody's close to you and you can swing around. The strike might be hitting your opponent in the ribs or in the kidney area, slightly towards the back. It can also be used up to the temple or the jaw. So a swinging around punch. Sometimes you don't have a lot of room in close to punch, so you swing around to get there. So let's just do a few more of those. Start one hand in front, one hand in back, swing and strike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, good. All right. Now let's take a kata that has some of the strikes in it, and let's focus on doing those strikes properly. So Seisan kata is a great one to practice with. And let's begin with the hands up, kata Seisan, and down and ready position. And you might be doing it mirror image of me, but that's all right, doesn't matter, just follow along side block. And here's your first punch, keeping your elbows down, knuckles in on the punch. That's it, good. Now relax, step, and give me that good punch. Right, again, relax, strike. Good. Now we've got the double head block and turn. And we've got double block, grab and pull. Double block, grab and pull. One more time. Good. Now when we turn to this side, we've got our side block, and now those two punches are done in a single motion. So instead of thinking it as two punches, think of it as one move that has two parts to it. They happen in quick succession. Don't punch one and then two, but let them happen together. 1, 2, quick motion. Now after you do the snap kick and you are in a balanced stance again, now the last punch. Turn, turn and block. Again, 2 strikes as 1, go. Then kick, and then the last punch. Once you're in a balanced stance. Then turn, block. 1, 2. Kick, and balance stance, and then punch. Now horse stance and arm break. Good. And draw back, catch stance. Now this is a position where our next move after the block will be a knuckle strike. It's just like a sideways back fist, but it's hitting down. So you slide up and block, and then you turn the hand and use the wrist and use the elbow. So both actions are happening. The wrist is snapping, the elbow is snapping. You're putting them together from the block, snap. Now back to catch stance, turn the hand straight. Step down, step over and kick. And then down block. Now we're in a balanced stance. Give me your next punch. And then your horse stance and arm under and pull. Good. So I'm going to leave you to be able to complete the rest of the kata on your own, but it gives you an idea of focusing on the strikes while you're doing your kata to make sure you're striking properly. Remember, for a punch, elbow down, wrist straight, shoulder down. Relax at the beginning of the punch, aim with those top 2 knuckles. For an uppercut, again, elbow down, top 2 knuckles, striking up, and then a quick retraction after the strike goes out. All right, this chopping strike, we didn't have that in this kata, but we do in some of our other katas. But how to twist your body into that, and that twisting motion is very similar to the twisting motion of the last move we did, that hooking punch. So those are 4 of your basic strikes that are in Isshinryu Karate, that are in the basics, as well as in the katas themselves. So I hope today's lesson on these basic techniques brings back the feeling of starting from scratch. Circle back to what you learned as a beginner, how to do an excellent punch, how to do an excellent kick, how to do an excellent block, so that you continue to improve your skills, that your punch, now that you're a black belt, is going to feel different and have a higher quality to it than the punch when you were a white belt. The same for your uppercut, and the same for the other techniques as well. Remember, a black belt doesn't mean that you're finished learning. A black belt means you're just at the point where now you can fine-tune the techniques even more. You have a general understanding of them, and you can make them even better. So whether it's your stances or your kicks, or like today, your strikes, always continue to learn, always continue to improve. If you ask the old masters, what's the most important aspect of martial arts training? And the masters will always answer, go back to your basics, the kihon, the fundamentals. Improve your fundamentals, you improve everything. So I hope today's lesson was useful for you. Practice a kata on your own. Maybe when we're done here, complete the rest of Seisan kata. Or pick another kata and think about the strikes in that kata. How are you doing with them? Combine it with lessons we've done before where you're covering for the blocking and having excellent blocking skills. Add that to your improved striking skills that we just covered today, and you'll bring your technique and your whole karate training up to a higher level. Thanks so much for paying attention today and for being a great student. Let's give it a focused position and a bow. And wishing you good training, and we'll see you again in a future video.